Is Jalen Brunson a top 5 point guard right now in your eyes?
Mm-hmm.
Mars say yes.
Has he played better than De'Aaron Fox this season?
Yes.
Is that a real question?
Yeah, it is. It is
Jalen Brunson and who you say?
And De'Aaron Fox.
But why for you? Why for you is that like a difficult decision? What do you think that?
I mean, I think he's outplayed De'Aaron Fox in the matchups that he's gone up against him. But I mean, has he played better than Trae Young this year?
Well, Trae's been out for like 6 years.
Well, he's only been out for like I think he screwed up his hand and he was out for what, like almost a month.
Oh no,
but,
that's for a very long time.
Right, but up until then, I mean, before then, he had played most of the season. Right, he had played most of the season, and he's the only player in NBA history to average 27 and 11 and not make the All-Star team. What the hell is that about?
Well, Jalen Brunson has played three more games this year. He's averaging more points. He's averaging more assists. Fox has him in rebounds, steals, and blocks, but Jalen Brunson across the board, field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, free throw, effective field goal percentage, advanced stats, all of it. It's like all Jalen Brunson. I think I'm trying to think of something he would be better. You could say he's been a better defender. Fox might be, but just offensively, I think
this is a question. I think
Jalen.
Be clear. Jalen Brunson is an All NBA performer this year. No question about that. I will not argue that. You will not get any question from me about Jalen Brunson. I'm just thinking about the other guards in the league: Trae Young, Steph, Shea, Luka, Jamal Murray, De'Aaron Fox. I'm just thinking about these guys, and I'm thinking, is Jalen Brunson better than them, or is he just having a better year? That's what I'm thinking about more than anything.
Right.
I think he's having a better year, Chill. I still wouldn't take him over Trae. I still wouldn't take him over DeAaron. I still wouldn't take him over Steph.
Halliburton.
And you know that name was coming next, Mars. I still wouldn't take him over Halliburton, but he is
John Moran.
A crazy year.
Because everyone just seems to forget John Moran exists.
Nope. Reasons. I'm not taking Jalen Brunson over John Moran. I will not. No, sir.
There's a lot of great point guards.
A lot.
But I do think Jalen Brunson has had the third best season of a point guard this year. I think he is a top player.
That's a great question.
I think. Do you mean like because we said he's having a better season than guys like Steph and Trae and whoever, but he's not better than them? Is that what you mean? Because I already think he's a top player. But do you mean when does he?
I think so.
Now, when you say top player, Mars, what are we talking about when we say a top player? Is he a top 15 player? Is he a top 20 player? What are we talking about when we talk about Jalen Brunson?
I don't know. I'm gonna go with like when does he surpass Steph? Like how long does Steph have to be at this level and Jalen Brunson at the level he's at before he's better than Steph?
Right.
To be honest, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think there's a set like objective. It's after 77 games of I don't know. I think it's just when I'm comfortable saying he's better than Steph, I'll say he's better than Steph. For me personally, I think no one would say Jalen Brunson's better than Steph if the Warriors weren't the 10 seed. Now I understand they are the 10 seed, so whatever. But when I'm looking at this Western Conference and how stacked it is, a couple more games and the Warriors are the 6th seed, I don't think anyone's saying Jalen Brunson's better than Steph. I still think the values. I still don't think many people are saying Jalen Brunson's better than Steph. I just think the value that Steph's still bringing in terms of what he does for that Golden State offense. Now I understand what Jalen Brunson does for the Knicks offense. I brought it up that they're like the worst offense when he's not on the floor. I understand, but I still think, especially when you get to the playoffs, the things that Steph is able to do and create for an offense. And I was thinking about this the other day. Steph changes the rules of how you are meant to play defense. That's something that you can't equate that to numbers. It's an intangible thing. You can't. There's no number that shows the value of how Steph makes teams have to defend him, and that's always just going to be innately valuable in my opinion, as long as teams are defending him that way. When you have that, the outlier shooting he still has, and I still think he's still a very strong passer, a very strong playmaker. Now, do I think there's a regression in terms of his quickness, ability to get downhill? And for some reason, he has one of the worst whistles I've ever seen. So I think there's a conversation to be had. But I think the reason why people are so comfortable to have the conversation is because of the seeding. And for me, I'm looking at it beyond that. As two players, I still think I would rather have Steph now. Now, he is 36. So I'm sure that will change soon enough because Jalen Brunson he's ridiculous. So I want to give him his flowers.
I mean, Mars, I gotta come off of that way of thinking because I also want to start that way. I feel like you can be a better player than somebody, but this player is just playing better right now. right? So there's been games where inferior players play better than superior players. It happens all the time. But when somebody has a whole better season, I have to go ahead and say that this player is better. As of today, that's all we got. I can't live in the past. I don't give a damn about what happened in 2022 anymore. What? I'm talking about today. Yes, Chilton. Jalen Brunson's better than DeAaron Fox. Jalen Brunson's better than Steph Curry. Jalen Brunson's better than Trae Young. Jalen Brunson is
one season.
Jalen Brunson.
I mean, I can't argue. I've been saying this about Wemby the whole year, so I can't.
If we go off a career, I can get with you, Chilltown. I can get with you. But we're not talking about career. Look, if we get on this hardware right now, we line it up. What you did in 2021 is not going to save you. We're talking about today, and Jalen Brunson is better.
My thing is,
it's really black and white. It's cut and dry, and it's simple as that. It is.
I hear you. I hear you
because I can't say well he's. How does it even make sense for me to say, oh well, I'm better than you right now, but you're a better player than me? It doesn't make sense. If I'm better than you, I'm better than you. I don't give a damn. If we're talking about careers, if we're talking about longevity, if we're talking about legacies, that's fine. Right. But that's not the conversation we're having right now. And next year, if things go back, if next year De'Aaron Fox starts making better decisions down the gut, if De'Aaron Fox starts making free throws at the end of the game, then okay, cool. We can go back to what it was last year, but it's this year right now. And Jalen Brunson, I repeat, he's better than Steph Curry. He's better than De'Aaron Fox. He's better than Trae Young. He's better than Tyrese Halliburton. Jalen Brunson today, right now, this season, he's the better player. We gotta stop this shit. We do this because we want to coddle ourselves. We want to be comfortable. We're afraid to take a leap of faith. Sometimes you just gotta jump, Chilltown. Sometimes you just gotta say, you know what, burn the boats. Let's stand on something. Then we don't have to always put clauses into things. Let's just keep it a beam. Jalen Brunson is better, and that's just what it is.
Mars,
this isn't the first year Jalen Brunson's doing. He was doing this last year. Like, not well,
that's where
this is the second year of Jalen Brunson at this insane level. Now he didn't make the All-Star team, robbery, but like Jalen Brunson was at a similar level to this last year. He was shooting the three at a high clip. The still same immaculate footwork, ability to play with his pivot, great post game, mid-range game, floater range, everything. Not much on defense. Everything was there last year. So this isn't like, oh, he got one lucky year and we just, oh, well, how much do we value it? He's been doing it. This is 2 seasons now since Jalen Brunson has got given the keys to a franchise, and Jalen Brunson has shown you. And then he translated to the playoffs last year too. So we can't be like, oh, we got to wait to see it in the playoffs. He did it in the playoffs too. So Jalen Brunson has done everything that normally people
more than once, by the way, Mars. More than once, by the way.
Like most of the time, is can they do it for more than one season? Jalen Brunson ticked that box. Can they do it in the playoffs? What are you waiting for? Jalen Brunson ticked that box. So what more do we need to say Jalen Brunson is better than a Trae Young or a Ja Morant? Now, I said why I don't think I said why I don't think he's better than Steph Curry. I think that's basketball reasons. It's not, I'm hanging on to the pass of Steph Curry. I still think Steph Curry's the better scorer. I still think he's a better passer. I still think he's a better playmaker. And I think he's a better defender too. So I still think Steph Curry is a better player. But I don't think we can use the sample size argument against Jalen Brunson when this is 2 seasons now, and he's done it in the playoffs, and he's done it against elite defenses in the playoffs. What more is there that we need to see?
Between Steph and Jalen Brunson, the numbers are close enough to the point where you can't just say Jalen Brunson clears him in that department.
I never said he cleared him. I wouldn't say that.
But even when you watched him play, though, the eye test still favors Steph.
Maybe your eyes.
Depends what you're looking for.
And when we had these conversations, for example, Ox, you just mentioned Jalen Brunson is better now.
Today.
Right. Today he's better. We have to have this conversation of, well, when was he close to him? As opposed to when he surpassed him. Because I don't subscribe to the ideology of guys just jumping over guys when they weren't close. We go from having a close season, or we go from a guy not being close to having a good season to clearing a guy or jumping.
Why, Chilltown? Why? See, that's what I'm saying.
Because it doesn't work like that.
It has to work like that. Everything is not linear. We all don't grow at the same pace. I remember one day I was 5'8". I go back to school, freshman year of high school, I'm 6'3". Boom. Everybody else was that was taller than me. Now I'm taller than them. Look how that happened. It's not linear. We don't all, some things accelerate faster than others. Just because last year if I averaged 9 and you averaged 17, but this year I come out, I'm putting in that work, and now I'm better than you. You can't say, "Oh, you're not better than me because last year I was way better than you." We're living in the past.
Shout out Jalen Johnson.
We need to
facts, but Jalen Johnson was a minutes thing. He was that.
So with your logic, last year you averaged 9. This year I averaged 17. Last year I averaged 17. This year you averaged 17, and I averaged 18. That means you're close to me. That doesn't mean you just clear me.
That means I caught you.
And wait a minute. Not only did I average 17, the year before that I averaged 18, and then the year before that I did that. So now you automatically go from going from 9 to close to me to clearing me when I'm still doing what I was doing in the past. It's not like you're doing more than me.
But chill. Spaceships don't come equipped with rearview mirrors.
So you know what that means?
What are we looking backwards for?
So if that's true, then we got to stop when the season starts. Who's going to win the league MVP? Who's going to be the defensive player of the year? Who's going to be the sixth man of the year? We got to stop doing that. And the reason why we got to stop doing that, because all of that is predicated on what they did the year before. All of that is predicated on what we've seen them do previous to that. We are not doing that.
I'm cool.
We got to stop doing that. You got to get rid of all of that shit.
If that's the case, then boom, that's the casualty.
You got to get rid of all of that.
Out of here. Let's stop. If that's what that means, then let's stop doing it. Because if doing that sets precedence for us always looking backwards, I no longer want to do it anymore. I no longer want to do that. You're right, chill. I'm fine with that. And then that means that what I've done previous to this doesn't matter. It's what I'm doing right now. That's all that matters. Exactly. Because when the ref throw that ball up, what happened last year means absolutely nothing. I don't buy into that ideology, and the reason why I don't buy into that, there's a reason why the Denver Nuggets are on TV more than they were last year. There's a reason why teams play harder against the Denver Nuggets this year than they did last year. You know why? Because we're the defending champs. This is where the belt is, and teams want to crack. That's not going to save you, Chilton. That's not the point. That's not the point. No, it's not. No, what matters is what's happening right now. Right, and I know for a fact that because I'm the champ, you're going to come harder at me. I know that because I'm the champ, you're going to play harder. You're going to play hard because I'm the champ. So I got to bring who I am previous to what last year was. And the reason why you playing the way you playing, because you wouldn't be playing like this if it was last year when I wasn't the champ. But because I'm that now, that's why you're playing the way you are. So I got to raise my level of play because of what I did last year. And I can't just dismiss what I did last year because you ain't dismissing it. So no, I'm not buying into that. Absolutely not. I'm not saying dismiss it like this. I'm not saying dismiss it as far as we don't have to just pretend like what you did never happened. But I don't want to. I can't. So what we do here a lot is we talk about, oh well, he was a lottery pick. He was a number 1 draft pick. That don't mean shit. When we on this floor, when we playing ball, where you were picked in the draft means nothing, Chilton. It doesn't. How many points you averaged last year means nothing. Who won MVP last year means nothing. Who won the championship last year means nothing. Who's winning right now? Who's better today?
You right, and I'm not.
No. Real quick, Ron. If we out here fighting, if I punch you in the mouth and you don't got a mouth guard in, your tooth coming out. Just because you had a mouth guard in last year ain't saving your teeth today.
Here's the thing, though.
It sounds like you have a calcium.
It's different. It's different, though. If you not performing right now, it's different. If I was balling last year and I'm still balling this year, let's say I was balling last year and I won the MVP. Right. It's 39-9, right? And this year, maybe I'm averaging 29, 8-8. Okay, my numbers have decreased slightly. And I may not be the MVP this year, but I'm still a bad motherfucker. Yeah, but I'm bad too. Last year I might not have been as bad. My mama wasn't letting me outside, but I'm off the porch now, Ron. Okay, so and check this out. Save you no more. Check this out. So your mama can't save you either, right? So that means you better have your mouth guard in too. Exactly, and that's all I'm trying to say, Ron. That's all I'm trying to say.
And I have no issue with what you're saying, Ox. That means that so for example, with Jalen Brunson and DeAaron Fox, you think that DeAaron Fox, you think that Jalen Brunson has jumped DeAaron Fox? Not cleared him.
Last year DeAaron was better. This year Jalen's better.
Well, the question that I'm asking is, last year, how close were they?
I think they were pretty. I think they were close.
Okay.
To talk about.
Okay. Now we talking. Okay. The year before that, how close were they?
It was a little bit more distance.
A little bit of a gap, but it was something.
This particular instance, though, Chilltown.
This is what I mean.
That's just this case.
What I'm saying is if there was 2 years ago, right? It maybe had been a gap, but there was a bit of a conversation. And then last season we got closer. It wasn't even if DeAaron Fox was better, there still was a conversation and he was closer. This season, Jalen Brunson has played better than DeAaron Fox, and he may have jumped him. I can get with that logic, but don't sell me that 2 years before when we weren't having a conversation about you and me, and then the next year or last year I was better than you because I even had a better season, and then this year you have a good season or even a better season than me, and now you clear or you jump me. No, that logic doesn't work. If we're close in conversation, years, I can get what you're saying that this year he jumped him. But if it wasn't close, no, I'm not trying to hit.
But see, Chill, that's just this particular instance that you just gave me. And once again, I told you before, the absence of evidence does not mean the evidence of absence. You know what I mean? Just because we have that one, that's cool. But let's say 2 seasons ago, Jalen Brunson was this far away from DeAaron Fox. That's this far, but now this year, I have to accept it. I can't just go back to 2023. I can't go back to 2023 and talk, or 2022 and say, oh well, Jalen Brunson was 5 points or 7 points.
Just because you can't see the evidence doesn't mean the evidence isn't there.
That's the point he's saying.
You know what
I know, but hold on. But just because the evidence is hold on.
Hold on, Swipe.
Did you let Ox stump you?
If just because 2 years ago you were so far away from me, I can't keep going back on that and saying, oh well, I was this much better than you in 2022, so you can't be better than me now. You know, that's like what dudes in high school do when they like try to give people like backhand compliments. Like when some you know what? Prime example, I saw this happen with my little brother. My little brother was like a late bloomer in hoop, and it was always particular people that would say, oh man, he just got good, huh? Like, what you're trying to say is, oh, I'm surprised and he's not as good as they say he is. Well, no, he is now. He wasn't then, but now he's killing you. He's doing you bad. So don't try to talk about what was going on 2 years ago. It's just not fair to these guys. It's not fair to Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson has put in the work. Jalen Brunson he's overcome a lot of things. I told you already, I was with Becky Hammond. Now I'm like, Becky, shut up. Dude is really like that. And we have to accept the facts, Chilltown. He's done it, and we can't keep going back and say you can't just hop guys, because you can. And this
that part I won't argue. Whoa, I won't argue that you can jump a guy when it's close, when we're actually having a conversation. You're not jumping me when 2 years ago this wasn't a conversation, and then the next year I'm awesome and you're still not close, and then the next year I have kind of a down year and you have a better season. Now you've jumped me. No, that logic doesn't work. But if we're having a conversation where each year this is a conversation between us and it's a conversation and it's close, yes, I can get with that logic. It's the player choice way. Yeah, them boys don't get it started. The player choice way. You're the player choice way. Come and switch lanes into the player choice way.